Hey guys, welcome back to Brake Stand Garage. Today we're going to be getting the C4 Corvette LS Turbo swap build running. Get you a first start on the Holley Terminator X. I'm going to be getting the clutch installed, the transmission. We're going to finish some fittings on the water pump, get the fluids installed, connections all connected, intake bolted back on, and then we'll be firing up. So stick around and hopefully I don't blow this thing up. Alright, so right now I'm going to be removing the C-beam. It's not bolted all the way in, like tight, but give you a sense of overview of how these C4 Corvettes are set up. And yeah, it's kind of a pain, but it works, I guess. So with the C-beam going from the transmission to the diff, and that keeps the diff in line with the transmission, so you don't have a traditional transmission cross member like most vehicles. So I'm taking out these bolts. It's really tight up here. You can see there's like barely any room, so I gotta fish my hands up there, get these out and down. Same with the back, and then the back of the transmission can drop down a little bit, and I can take the transmission bell housing bolts out and lower the transmission. Hey guys, it's day 2 working on the Corvette. I had some family come up and visit me this morning, so I was a little delayed getting on this. So we'll get in here, get the heater fired up, and I'll show you guys kind of what I did yesterday and what I plan to do today. Okay, so what I did is I ended up pulling off the transmission, as you guys saw. Transmission, the flywheel is pretty much like mocked up right now. I started threading on my small block Chevy flywheel bolts, but those didn't work. The reason why they didn't work is that they're 7/16 by 20 thread pitch, and the LS is 11 millimeters by 1.5. They're more coarse, pretty much the same major and minor diameter, but one's more fine, one's more coarse, so it didn't work. I got the starter on, which is down there. I just gotta wire it up. It should be real quick. I got oil in the engine just because I wanted to. I pulled these plugs out, like the nipples out of there for the heater core, and ended up threading on. I threaded this one with half NVT, and this one, no, half NVT and 3/8 NVT. Got some 90-degree fittings with some hose barbs. So that came out pretty good. Doesn't look super professional at all with the copper fittings, but they'll survive, I believe. And basically that's pretty much what we got yesterday. So today we plan on getting the flywheel on, the clutch all bolted on together, transmission in place, bolted together, C-beam in, top it off with coolant, get the intake and the exhaust, like the downpipe on the exhaust, and then the rest of the intake all together. Intake manifold, get the wiring done, alternator wired up, and hopefully put some parameters in the Holley system so the Terminator can give me like a bass tune, just enough so I can fire it up, move it around the yard. So first start today would be sweet. You can see the difference in length. I mean, I think it's got at least a 1/4 inch extra length on it, which is probably due to the thickness of the flywheel. So I'm glad I actually went out and found them instead of trying to thread those in and strip them out. So should be able to feed these right in. Oh yeah. So basically what happens is the typical pilot bearing for these would sit further in, which is part of the reason why they say you need a longer crank input shaft for the transmission. But you can actually get the bigger or the extended pilot bearing, which is actually a instead of having a needle bearing that sits way in there, you have a ball bearing that sits on the bigger diameter. Sits right in this bigger diameter, so it actually sits like an inch further out, so you don't need the extra length when you want to do a zf6 to an LS setup. But if you get a zf6 transmission from a ZR1, then you're gonna have to use a smaller pilot bearing that sits further in there. So there she is. The Corvette runs again. I got it up to 170 degrees coolant temp. I'll probably run it through the cycles again, heat cycles, when I get the transmission in, so I can get it warm, take it down the road, run it a little hard, get the ring seated. That's why in the cell phone footage that I had there, I was varying the RPMs up to almost about 4,000, just because I really wanted to hear it run. But I also know that braking on the new rings is very important. So next time I take it out, I'll probably run it a little harder, make sure my fuel ratios are where they need to be. I don't want to be running too rich and washing down the cylinders during the break-in. I think I've probably had it running for almost 10 minutes now, between idling and higher RPM. So I probably only have 10 or 20 more minutes left of the break-in. I'll get some footage of me working on the exhaust and finishing that up, getting the hooker muffler on, and hopefully we can get this hood over the engine without having to cut too many holes in it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.